Hello, we are Heili Einasto and Kersti Papson from Tallinn University, the largest university of humanities in Tallinn and the third biggest public university in Estonia. We have almost 7,000 students, about 800 employees, including nearly 400 researchers and lecturers. In academic year 2016-2017, there were 1,770 graduates, of whom 6 could not receive a diploma due to discovered plagiarism in their final works. This reasoned in the autumn of 2017 the university leadership to initiate a working group to discuss plagiarism issues. In early spring 2019, in connection with the general elections in Estonia, media publicly vented suspicion of plagiarized BA and MA works of some politicians, one of whom had obtained his degrees in Tallinn University. In connection with all this, we, the authors of this presentation, conducted in spring 2019 an interdisciplinary project called Postmodern Play or Plagiarism. The project took place in the framework of Life or Learning in Interdisciplinary Focused Environment, which all BA and MA students have to take, but are free to choose the project that interests them most. The aim of the project was to make students more aware of the discussion concerning academic ethics and to raise their awareness concerning their own academic activities. The major themes of the project were: where is the border between postmodern playfulness that seems to accept any free usage of other people's works, and plagiarism? And what are the ethical issues students from different disciplines come across in their own studies and work? The participating 16 students came from different disciplines: law, education, arts, political science, humanities in Tallinn University. Of the 16 students, more than half were master students with work experience, and only few were first and second year BA students. We discussed the case of the above-mentioned politician's BA thesis written in Tallinn University 17 years ago. Students had to analyze the media coverage, offer suggestions for resolving the case to the University Ethics Board, and find arguments for and against the politician's actions concerning his thesis and his qualifications. Subsequent workshops consisted of discussing the mandatory readings about academic ethics and postmodern culture, after which students had to find plagiarism cases from different walks of life discussed in the media. And they discovered cases from visual arts, fashion, dress design, music, graphic design, like logos of campaigns and events. Then students devised their own mini-projects. Group 1 made a survey and sent this out to 530 faculty members of all the institutes. This survey consisted of 29 questions targeting awareness of plagiarism in teaching and student supervision, and asked who is responsible for the final checkup of the work in terms of academic correctness, and is anyone using plagiarism discovering software? 89 faculty members responded, and though the vast majority of them check correct referencing, more than half felt that the number of discovered plagiarism cases was much smaller than the real number of plagiarized works. Group 2 made 10 oral one-to-one interviews with fellow students about their awareness of plagiarism, asking what plagiarism means for them and would they practice it? If so, what could be the reasons for it? It turned out that though most students feel that plagiarism is wrong, they are not always aware of the importance of correct referencing. Some students admitted of having practiced plagiarism because of time pressures. Group 3 devised a table with different types of plagiarism such as cloning, copy-paste, find replace, remix, fall for error, recycle, retweet, based on Turnitin in 2016, with concrete Estonian examples and suggestions how to avoid these types. Group 4 made 5 interviews, both oral and written, in the institutes with study counselors and program administrators about the discovered cases of plagiarism in MA thesis, asking about how the cases were resolved and about the general attitudes concerning academic ethics and plagiarism. Since the theme was very hot at the moment in the media, there was a reluctance to discuss the subject. During the project, general meetings for discussions took place every second week. Students presented their homework and later their mini-projects. In their self-analysis reports, students pointed out the following. Merrily, I learned about different kinds of plagiarism and know now what to avoid in the future. Gert, I became more conscious of plagiarism and realized that in creative field it is still a very debatable area. Julia, I have shared what I learned with other students. Andra, if before I didn't pay much attention to the correctness of references, I now understand its importance, and I can also tell others about it. This means I enhance students and also the society's awareness of plagiarism issues. The project gave me essential basic information to share. This is the greatest achievement of this project for me. Helleri, my knowledge about the essence of plagiarism expanded considerably. Merit, I had no idea that plagiarism exists in the arts, design, architecture and other fields of life. Peter, my knowledge has improved about the forms and side issues such as identification, intentionality, causes and outcomes of plagiarism. The closing conclusion from the student was, plagiarism and academic ethics are not always clear-cut, and therefore it is necessary to raise the awareness of these issues at all levels. The results of the project were publicly presented in the university live project sessions and by us, the supervisors, also to the University Plagiarism Working Group. The final results of the whole project could be summarized as follows. There are many grey, that is unregulated, areas in academic ethics, and not all plagiarism cases result from corrupt mindsets. There is also, in the setting of university studies, issues about responsibility. Since many plagiarism cases result from ignorance or slovenliness, referencing errors, and not from vexatious intentions, who should be responsible for unearthing them? The supervisor? The reviewer? The examining committee? Who is the person who should use the plagiarism discovering software? The student, the supervisor, the program coordinator or curator? We are planning to continue with similar projects in the future. Thank you for your attention and listening.